welcome back to Class Culture and Vlogtober. Thank you so much for being here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is number 26. Thank you, all of the viewers. I appreciate you and the thumbs up and the engagement. I've made so many friends, you guys. If you put in Vlogtober 2021, you will find Gigi Darling and a bunch of other content creators that participated in Vlogmas. That's how you network. And of course, December, it doesn't matter if I made the videos last year. Go ahead and catch up on Vlogmas in December. Okay, so you'll be all caught up when it comes around in a couple of days. Look, we only have a couple more days in October, then what? November. We're talking 45 days. December will be here. So go on and get your replay crew on, boo. I didn't put Vlogtober playlist in every one of my Vlogtobers because there's so much information. This is going to be a long one. Sit back, get your libations, take a sip, get a snack, pause it, and come back. But yeah, this is going to be a long one because it's such an important topic before we go on and finish up the month. It is Halloween. Give me a second. Okay. It is Halloween weekend. Look, I claimed the whole month, but anyway. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. When Halloween lands on a Sunday, you got to celebrate it Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And we are here in Class Culture. So get ready, and you'll get a little taste ahead of time of what cosplay in December is going to be. I'm going to do cosplay every day in December. Did I say September? Okay. Anyway, in December. And that's going to be tough. I'm planning out all my all of my vernices, all of my themes and stuff. And like, for instance, in real time, shout out to the future and beyond, I showed you what my cosplay was based on. And it's a beautiful frame, just like the frame here in the icon. And it says, sometimes we need a little magic. Now, I looked for the eyeball. I'm going to have to make that eyeball. I'm going to make that come true one day. So, yeah, it's really, really simple. Clay and a glass eyeball and a circle frame, or you can make it. I would have probably used that frame, but I'm sure I'll find another one. But, yeah, definitely it's about the eyeball today. We're going to talk about secret society symbols, fringe culture balls, folly, and debutante, and a lot of things. That's just what you see on the screen there. So what are we going to look up? We are going to look up, in my squeaky chair, secret societies. What is the purpose of a secret society? Now, I had to put the purpose of secret society because two different things kept coming up. Conspiracy theory, ancient secret society, sororities, sorority symbols, fraternities, fraternity symbols, fringe culture. How do you pledge sorority? Now, I got so much going on. Y'all gonna have to pick up the baton. I did not do pledge fraternity because that's a natural do your own research next step for you. Okay. Royal balls, cotillion, debutante, medieval royal balls. Now, I am going to do my take on it. You can agree or disagree. You can add to the conversation. You can email me, text me, phone call me, or whatever. If you want to have a further discussion on a panel or anything like that, just let me know. Now, I went insane, and I'm separating them now because I don't even know the count. And I'm getting greedy because I don't want to put anything on extra. I want to go over everything. Okay, so I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 17. I care. We're gonna get it in. I'm sorry. We're gonna get it in. We're gonna talk about in my mind, you know, it's not even speculate, it's just my theory on all of this and how it came to be and what's the point and all of that. Okay, so join in the fun. Maybe next year I'm not going to do this just like this year. I'm not doing Vlogmas, and next year I'm not going to do Vlogtober again. I'm going to skip a year. But yeah, we can have the discussion during the holidays. Like I have something special coming up for us here in class culture for Christmas. But yeah, I'm not gonna like every. This was a lot. I need 30 days to rest. So before we get started, yes, please and thank you. Subscribe to the channel. Let me know how you are enjoying these episodes, and let me know if you're new. I appreciate you so much. It's super, super easy because a lot of content creators, we put in a lot of hard work to bring you content, variety, insight, information, quality over quantity. We like to grow organically over here. And I am sharing with you just my research and my passions. And all of these videos have purpose and they all matter to me. I come back and click links just like you guys do. Everything we're going to talk about here is down below in the description box. Find the artist. I should call it Vlogtober. So I'm going to change. I'm going to put Vlogtober 2021 in front. But in the playlist, you will find it in sort of like every other or so video, the link. But it's real easy. Go to my playlist link or tab and hit that link and you'll get to see all 31. If you're catching up, go ahead and binge. You still have time. And what else was I going to say? I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's it. We did that. So let's get on with the show. And anytime you want to find me, oh, this is what I was going to say. Over on my information page, please hit all my social media sites. I'm starting to engage again, and don't miss a thing. If you want to find me anywhere on YouTube or any other search engine, class culture is all you have to do. I'm in the algorithms now, so it's undeniable. It's easy to find me. My name is easy too, as far as I'm concerned. It's right there. You just type in DEIRDREHELENA and I pop up. Let's get on with the show because it's a lot. Now we're going to do the word and phrase search. Then we're going to do the weppies because it's so many. But in the meantime, I'm going to have some overlaps, but not a lot. Let me see. How many do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. And as I talk about a topic, I'll just pop it up there. But really, honestly, it's not even about that. It's about us doing the research, gathering the correct information, putting it here on this video, and it's always going to live here. Yes. Woo, I'm so excited. Okay, so let's go. Let's get it. Let's go. Let's do the hard work. So here we go. Secret society. So thank you again very much. And I know you're having a good time because I know I am. And I see you guys. Thank you from the bottom of my golden heart. I appreciate you. So let's go to secret societies. Now, do you know anyone? Do you participate? Is it something that is taboo? Do you think it's strange? Would you ever or never? Think about it. What's the purpose? Are you civic minded? You know, are you a college graduate? Did you pledge? Was your family member I don't know, an Eastern Star or Mason? Whatever it is. I think it's all cool. As long as you're following the law. You know, lately in current times, they don't say pledge anymore. They just say member and association. I get it, but it's still pledging, you know. But it's very interesting when you look at some of these symbols. Now, we are not going to talk about the symbols that much. I'm going to touch on it, but we don't have time. Okay. Because it's a lot. Here, I thought this was interesting. Secret societies in Detroit, you know. And when I clicked it and I went in there, and I'm not showing you that, but yeah, I was like, ooh. So I put on nasty bookmark. Let me make sure it's there. Let me make sure it's there in the right one. Yeah, it's there. So I will come back to that. In Detroit, Michigan, we had, I don't know now, I left in 82. 82, 83. I was back and forth because I went to college after high school. And then I went on to the military and never returned. But as far as living. But beautiful buildings. So I got to grow up in a society, a culture, a community, a class where this was very important. And we engaged in each and everything that we're going to talk about here. I was a very, I don't know, I had a very charmed childhood. I had a very rich upbringing. And when I went in the military, it was just an easy click to move forward and on through the fellowship and the honor and the sacredness of the membership of anything. Well, I had already been exposed to that growing up in Detroit. Yeah, a little squeaky chair, yeah. But yeah. So I know a lot of people don't have that experience. Well, you can read about it, or delve into it, or talk to somebody in your family to see if that's something that is in your family tree. You'll be surprised how many people are into that. You will be, for lack of a better term, gobsmacked, as they like to say. But yeah, it's quite interesting. It's quite interesting. Even the elementary school I went to looked like a Gothic castle. I loved going to school every day when I was in elementary because the building was so big and regal and it looked like a castle to me. So I'm going to go back to the top. hmm All right. But now I'm talking back then because things have changed. But here it says a secret society is a club or an organization whose activities, events, inner functioning, or membership are concealed. The society may or may not attempt to conceal its existence. For instance, fraternities and sororities don't conceal. There you go. Okay. The order is just one of many clandestine organizations that exist today. So they still exist. You have secret clubs, or you have clubs that are members only, or you had clubs that were gentlemen's only. Then you had clubs that were ladies only. In the military, they have officer and non commissioned, you know what I mean, clubs. So it's just something that wasn't just in place. It's just, I don't know. Let me see. What's the best way I can say? It and it's aligned too with unions as well, in my opinion. A secret society is a club or an organization whose activities, events, inner functioning, or membership are concealed. The society may or may not attempt, and that's what they just said. So I just read it twice. Sorry, I wasn't supposed to read that. Secret society, any of a large range of membership. So you have to be in the membership, invited, sponsored, chosen. Okay. It's a large range of membership organizations that utilize secret initiations or other rituals and whose members often employ oaths. Okay, so we're going to, I mean, here they talk about chants and incense, and you can do your research. We're just lightly sharing and supplying the link down below and demonstrating. Okay. So the next thing is, what is the purpose of a secret society? Okay, we're not going to go into the oohs and the ahs, not quite yet. Okay. All right. Let me get her. Some of these, I had so many open. It's like I'm sure I skipped one. So what is the purpose? Let me see if I can find it. Give me a second. And then I'll talk about where I think they, where it started and the whys, you know. Okay, yeah, I had that one closed. So I'm going to open it back up and we're going to share it. There we go. What is the purpose? All right. Many modern secret societies were formed primarily for social and benevolent purposes. Okay. So I can benevolent. Benevolent. Well-meaning and kind. Okay. Purposes and to carry out charitable and educational programs. So, yay. That's not bad, right? We'll get into stuff. Mm-hmm. Okay. Why were they established in European states? Secret societies sprang up in many European states to train revolutionaries and spread their ideas. So, okay, you had a bunch of peasants, as they like to say, illiterate country folk, and it was a way for the royalty to reach down, down, down in the fields and the pasture. How do you say it? Pastures. Yeah. And the pastures to include them for whatever reason and bestow upon them whatever stuff they got. Okay. And to also give them arms and get their loyalty and be amongst them every once in a while. Okay. So there you go. To be revolutionary at this time meant a commitment to oppose monarchical, that's a word, forms that have been established after the event. Okay, so they're talking about modern history. So let's stop there. I'm just saying it was just a way to get people on the crown's side. And then the opposing folk had their own society. So it kind of sprang up in there, that type of way. Okay? All right. That's my take on it, and I'm sticking to it until anyone likes to have a conversation. So the purpose of a secret society. Okay. All right. Yeah, you have to gather. You know what I mean? If there's folks they're gonna be looking at you like, what you gonna give me? Maybe you gave them houses or gold or clothes or shoes, and they were like, oh, okay, yeah, I'll let you know when the bad guys coming around town. I'll come and get you. All right. Or whatever they agreed to do. Sometimes it was as simple as carrying a letter from Germany to Austria in a secret pouch just to make sure it got there safely. We don't know. It's a lot going on. I'm doing a study on that sort of kind of, and I'm trying to get. Yes, this chip is so squeaky. Actually, give me a sec. Let me turn it. It's hitting on something else. Okay. On how, like, the Pony Express wasn't secret. It was the mail. It was okay. But yeah, they had to be. It was ruthless. It was barbaric. It was medieval. It was the Black Ages. And they didn't have cell phones. They got messages to each other and all that. But yeah, here it says a secret society is a club organization whose activities, events, inner functioning, or memberships are concealed. I think I said it again. That's fine. But we go back down here. Make sure. Okay. Where's the one that I liked? So you can see the things in purple we're going to get at. Okay. The role of religion in social change. In anthropological parlance, secret societies are a type of elite quasi-religious organization seen time and again in cultures that are on the transition point. Yeah, when things start to go wrong. Okay. Okay, so that was a good read. So I'm encouraging you to take a peek there. Because when I read that, I went, yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. Oops. All right, did I close it? I sure did. Let me make sure. Yep. Okay, so what's next? Because think about it. Back then, the king over there and the queen over there and the king over here and the opposing people. So you had to get messages to each other. So you have to employ whoever you need to employ, boots on the ground. And they say, oh, okay, yeah, I'll lie and pretend like I don't know nothing when I'm hiding it in a hay of a donkey manure or whatever. It's all types of, cat and mouse spy games and things like that. But when the message finally got through, it was very beneficial, for both parties and the messenger. Remember the saying, don't kill the messenger, please and thank you. And sometimes they would come with two things. And if you did get caught, show them that you were on their side. So, yeah, it's very sticky. So, in that process, conspiracies, theories, foolery, trickery, wondering what they're up to, what is in the message. And of course, they employed codes and things like that. We do not have time, not in this video. But yeah, I wanted to talk a little bit and then I'll get back on topic about conspiracy theory. They, sleight of hand. Look over here while a real message is getting through, that type of thing. But yeah, things happen, people died, kings killing sons, sons killing kings. Could you imagine without news and newspapers and television, CNNs, without, of course, conspiracy theory was rampant. Rumors, gossip, false information, lying, a lot of stuff was going on.
Conspiracy theory.
Yeah. A conspiracy theory is an explanation for an event or situation that invokes a conspiracy, meaning by sinister and powerful groups. Meaning, ooh, it's not good. And not that they're going to do anything about it, but they sit around and talk about it and spin. And that often is better than the message that's trying to get through. They might even employ people, those boots on the ground, to, in the secret societies, to start something, start a conspiracy theory in order to win without even going to battle. They're destroying reputations, things like that. Slander, defamation. It's horrible. I mean, I don't know about you, but years ago I used to study the battles in Europe, especially because I lived there, and I'm like, good grief! I hope all of that is out of their system because it was crazy, crazy. So here it says a belief that some covert but influential organization is responsible for a circumstance or event. Okay. Mhm. So it gives you a bunch of stuff. And then, of course, it's going to talk about modern times. That's why I'm not really big on the images over here. So having brought that up, okay, now let's go to the next thing. Because you can't just walk up the street with some note from a king to another king. It's going to get intercepted. And people are nosy and they want to know what's going on. So you got to trick them. I think that's one of the reasons why these secret societies were formed. They had to keep it moving because the kings and queens are trying to collect money and treasure and, barter back and forth and get goods. And, they had a whole castle and they had to have food and, feasts and clothes and things. So, it was a thing. You had to have boots on the ground and protection in the castle, and the people close to you had to trust. Because why? Everybody's always trying to kick them off the throne or steal or make you look bad and take your place. It sounded exhausting, and I studied it for like 6 months, and I was like, oh, this is a headache. I'd rather watch the TV because it's like I couldn't. There's so many characters. Whether it's pick a continent, Africa, Korea, South America, of royalty versus opposition versus the peasant versus the conqueror. It's just so much. I'm like, how did we make it this far? So let's look at ancient secret societies. So I think that royalty and people in charge, or people that have something to offer, and folks are trying to get at it, were a real part of forming these societies. People you could depend on, people you could trust, membership, someone you could rely on, gaining something, and we all share it. Like pirate ships, the captain shared everything with the crew. Okay, so a secret society is a club organization. Do I keep saying the same thing? I'm sorry, but yeah, let me go down here because I know what I want to say. Ancient secret societies and lost knowledge. This is a good read, so you're going to go ahead and click that. Some ancient civilization had inexplicably. Okay, some ancient civilizations had inexplicably. We're gonna look that up. I'm sorry. You know what's happening over here? Trying to learn French, but I'm not trying to blame everything on French. These are just words that I don't use on a daily basis. I don't go around speaking haughty. Inexplicably, and mysteriously advanced knowledge of science, agriculture, and astronomy. Yes, because they kept it close to. It's like corporate secrets. They didn't share with anybody. They had to gain it for themselves. They wanted their social status to heighten over everyone else, to appear bigger, more royal, in charge, and then here they come charging in, trying to take over yours. So yeah, everybody was in competition, child, and it's too much. So some ancient civilization had inexplicably and mysteriously advanced knowledge of science, agriculture, and astronomy, to the anthology authors, the myths, da 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 da. This was a good read. I'm sorry, we got 17 links down there. And I was like, "Ooh, there's so much goodness here." But yeah. Let me see. Let me make sure you're looking at what you're supposed to be looking at. Yeah. Give me a second. Ooh, what happened? Are you looking at what I'm looking at? Yes, good. So when I do click it, this is what you're gonna get. It's a book. And I don't get any royalties. I'm not sponsored by this person. But it sounded so interesting that I purchased it. This is something that my mom used to be in, is the ancient secrets and alien gods and things like that. So yeah, I thought that was interesting. But let me go back, because I wasn't sure if you were going to see it. And yeah, that's the end of that. Okay, yeah, that's the end of that. So let's look at some of these images. So now we're going to get into the images. Okay, so there's that book again. I was like, ooh, okay, I'll buy something. So you get the ancient, the antiquity, those buildings. Like I could find a building when I was growing up that looked just like some of those buildings, some houses, the all-seeing eye and all of that goodness. Then you have things that are in code. It's a lot of stuff. Ancient secrets and societies. It can overwhelm you, but I don't really get into the people. I get into the purpose and the culture, and it's a lot of stuff. There's so many Wikimedia talks about it, and there's a chart of all the, what they list there. There's too many. It's just too many. It's a lot going on. But yeah, it's interesting. Codes. hmm Very interesting. Okay, check that out. So what is the next thing? So I'm going to take this banner away. Thank you very much. You've done your job. But yeah, when you go back in time, again, I suspect it started with royalty, and whether they were the good guy or the bad guy, the greedies or the meanies or the goodies. I'm just saying that's where it started, in order to maintain, in order to share the wealth. That's how a lot of earls and lords and ladies are. For instance, if you are a watcher of Downton Abbey, where the earls, they got lands because, like, 800 years ago, that person might have been granted land, and then they built those castles up, and because they were a trusted member of the secret society, or they did something, or won a battle out somewhere, and the queen knighted them and all of that good stuff. That's where it all started. And once that person sort of kind of falls out or goes away, because you know people get old, things change, kings and queens come and go, but they had charters and rules, that written down agreements, that it didn't matter who, king, queen, lineage, da 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 da, they would keep their land. You know what I mean? It's too bad that the Templars didn't have that agreement. But yeah, well, that was early. But you know what I'm saying? It's like, oh man, they killed them Templars. Bless them. But yeah, we're going to talk about that as well. So that's my theory. Okay. So what's next? Sororities. Because after sort of kind of, you know, education spread, learned institutions, colleges, things like that, these wealthy people would send their youngins to get what? Educated, because it wasn't no wars, or there wasn't no, they conquered the land, so they didn't have to be knighted and armored up and ready and at the ready. So they would go and get educated. So sort of kind of it just fell into, it made sense that they should have sororities and fraternities. And, might as well get them young, right? So let's talk about this sororities first. Okay. Sororities often form as a commitment to friendship and a strong connection from college life and beyond. Sororities are composed of women who share the same goals and aspirations. They come together under one organization, where they bond over similar interests, backgrounds, social tastes, and even intelligence levels. Okay, now we're going to do fraternities. I'm almost sure. Okay, before fraternity, sorority symbols. So you'll start to see a lot of similarities between royalty and, like, the secret societies, but they aren't secret. We know who they are, but they're connected. Trust and believe. Okay. All right. What is that? Let me close that. All right. A billion. Okay. I don't even have time. But we do have this down below in the description box, so you can appreciate it, and you can look at it, and you can figure it out, and or be learned and share and use in your projects as well. They use Greek symbols. They use all types of icons and things, AKA one of my mentors mentored my kids through high school. She was an AKA, and she was like, well, when you get your bachelor's, we'll get you in there. But then she passed away. I'm going to join one, but it's going to be military. I've already decided. It's just, I think it fits better for me. I'm not that girly. I don't want to meet up every whenever and pink and green. It's nice, it's beautiful. Maybe my daughter will do what she wants to do, But yeah, it's not my cup of tea. But yeah, I thought about it. But yeah, I'll be 70 by the time, they want to invite me. What do they call it? Not pledge. What do they say? Well, we'll look it up. But yeah, they have to contact you, and it's like, well, what are they waiting for? But yeah, if she was here, no doubt that would have been very important to her, and I would have accepted without thought. Okay, so yeah, there are some more symbols. They talk about the colors. Educate yourself about when they were founded, all of that stuff, and where you can do that on your own time. Okay. What else? Fraternities. And I pray I spell all of this right. I'm almost sure I did. I've got my horsey voice. I was out all day. But yeah, I'm going to get some sleep tonight. Fraternity is usually understood to mean social organization composed only of men, and sorority of women. Although women organizations and co-ed organizations also refer to themselves as fraternities. So they are some co's and they are fraternities. Okay. So I just wanted to share that. So it's the same thing, but fellas. Okay. I'm not going to spend too much time on that. And let's look at their symbols. Okay. So it's very similar. It's almost, to me, it's sort of like training wheels if you want to jump into, for lack of a better term, double entendre, a secret society. So we all know royalty has crests and heraldry and all of that stuff, flags and tenets and banners and things. So it's, to me, it's just a direct connection. That's it. They're not royalty. However, they are a part of the system of monarchy. There you go. So it's basically the same thing. And you can educate yourself, not a Mason. Okay. We're talking about fraternities. But you can educate yourself about history, awards, structures, symbols. You can do that on your time. But yeah, it's a good place to live on this video. So, because when I started this, I was like, oh, yay, I can include that. So we did fraternity symbols. Let's do fringe culture. Now, is that the first time you've ever heard that term? So, yeah, let's take a peek. I like introducing something new. Okay. So what is fringe culture? It's another name for counterculture, fringe party. Now, we're not going to read the political thing, so please and thank you very much. Let's go forward. Fringe theory, an idea or a collection of ideas that depart significantly from the prevailing or mainstream view in its particular field, often in secret societies, sororities, fraternities, whether it's secret and or not, like Eastern Star or whatever. You're going to have an opposing view. It's just going to happen. That's why you have to be tight and be very methodical and traditional and purposeful, and make sure it's the same. Do not fall out of cadence. Do not fall out of, order. It's strict, extremely strict. Okay, and I find that the ones that are like the Masons are from, the Masons that built the pyramid in King Solomon's temple. If they continue to keep it, it will last, or else it'll just fall apart. So I find that very interesting. But they also had their fringe, parties that kind of broke up and on and over to something else, but at the same time didn't want that particular organization to live. They tried to tear them down. But the ones that really, really last, in my opinion, had the best memberships, fellowship, took care of each other, shared. It's sort of like on bases, military bases, like the officers clubs and NCO clubs. It was just, you had to be a member, of course, but it was just some of the most fun times for me because it was fellowship and you got together and you were part of something and you were on a team and they looked out for you. And if everybody got a t-shirt, or everybody got a pen, everybody got a hat, or everybody got a card, everybody got a book, it was, they looked out for you. And that's the same system. So let me get, I know I'm talking now. Let me give you something. Not really, I was like, yeah, that's sort of fringe. Everybody, well, I like this image. Now, this has nothing to do with antiquity. I'm just giving you something to take a peek at. Everybody was included if you had something similar. So you see that image, you were in the circle. If it was the royalty thing, you were in the circle. If it's a fraternity, you're in the circle. Sorority, you're in the circle. Union, you're in the circle. The earls and the knights, you're in the circle. Here is more modern. Like these men here celebrating, well, they're celebrating their culture. They're together. It lasts. They don't lose it. Let's just take a First Nation people, Indians, Native Americans. They do their powwows, things like that. That's their culture. You cannot, they can't have, ain't nobody African American gonna be in a powwow because it's their culture. Let them have it. When they start, just they're not gonna exclude you or you can't come and watch, but it's theirs. Let them have it. Okay. Here is a, it's not fringe to me, but they are together. They have needs. They are in a group, a collective, whatever. It's beautiful. As you can see, that there's a wheelchair, there's a an amputee, whatever, and they're putting on old nasty play. Good for them, right? So that's fringe. They're not left out. They shouldn't be. And it just depends on who you are and what you're trying to do. You can do your own society. You can create your own thing. And don't be afraid to do it. It's okay. You could go meetup.com and create your own French culture. Okay? But follow the laws and don't be hating, or hate speech is a crime, discrimination, cyberbullying, cyber stalking, being despicable. Don't break laws. Create something and go talk to an attorney, because you can't get away with nonsense. So let's go back in time. You can trace this all the way back. These are some old college fraternity, herald symbols, whatever you want to call it. I know there's a word for crest. I don't know. But yeah, I thought that was pretty interesting. It's kind of beautiful, actually. You'll definitely see that in a project coming up. So what is next? How do you pledge sorority? Okay. And then you can put in how to pledge fraternity. I'm just trying to keep it cute because this is going to be a long one. Okay. So we are all familiar with the antics and the girls and the guys and the dance routines and the hand symbols and things like that. And, the television shows. I mean, it's all really good fun. It really is, until somebody tries to come and ruin it. But to be honest with you guys, it's all good fun. Okay, sip. My voice it's late. But yeah. Ooh. Honest, it's all good fun. I'm not taking away. Find a group and join it and figure out what I mean. But yeah, it's all good fun, and you should find something that's legal. I'm not talking about anything that is illegal. Miss me. It's all good fun. If you don't have any ideas, ask Gigi Darling. She will still steer you in the right way. Meetup.com is a good place if you're not interested in membership groups. However, there is our vice president. She is a Kappa. Shout out to Vice President Kamala Harris. But yeah, it's all of that stems from the system of monarchy, and it's good because it's something to be celebrated. Don't be mad at it. There's Kappas 1989. It's something to be proud of. Now close your eyes. I'm gonna go real fast at the top. So how do you pledge? A pledge is a student that has accepted a bid. That was the word. Somebody has to sort of kind of nominate you or bid, for you. Say you would make a good, Kappa or whatever, to join a sorority or fraternity who has not yet been initiated. Okay? So how do you choose a sorority to pledge? You learn about them. You seek out like-minded sisters or brothers. You look for diverse communities. You ask about dues because you have to pay. You see how you can make a difference because you have to have a purpose. So you can read the rest. So that's just a start. Now, somebody said something to me one time on an email. It's like, you're not supposed to ask, I talk about it. You're not supposed to, pursue. And I'm like, get out of here. That's silly. But yeah, again, you have to pay dues. And that goes all the way back to what? Paying tribute to who? The monarchy. Okay? I think that's what happened with the not the Freemason, pardon moi. The Templars. They got too rich and they got too powerful. And there was a whole nasty conspiracy and they all got dead. I have a big water bottle and has a big old ice cube in there. So sorry. I bet you if they would have shared and not got greedy and something had not happened and the monarchies had sort of, the king died and the son came along. They was like, well, that was him. That ain't me. Give me my money, and they all got dead. And y'all can read the story. But it's a whole conspiracy theory about what had happened to them. And that was really the only well-known secret society that I could come up with that didn't make it to today. You can trace some of these societies, fraternities, and sororities way back, but they didn't make it. The Templar. The Masons made it. And you ask yourself, Gigi Darling, well, how? Because they pay tribute, right? They pay tribute to politicians, to kings, queens, earls, peasants, everybody, because they ain't gonna let you through. 50 peasants will F you up. You know what I mean? They don't need no, knights and shining armors and fancy swords. They just need a stick and poke you in the eye, and then get you on the ground and chop your leg off, and then it's over. You're gonna bleed out. So yeah, I mean, money, paying tribute. And I think that's exactly, in my opinion, that's my Sesame Street. Shout out to my gold hearts. You listen to me. That's my Sesame Street version of what happened. You know what happened. You can read it or Google it or look up a YouTube video that'll explain it to you in 5 minutes. And you'll be like, oh, yeah, they're gone. And they took all their money. Whoever had did that. So yeah, it's all about paying tribute. And that is just some antiquity bankers and folk dividing up the spoils or what's due. Okay, so yeah, you gotta be careful because people die for less in modern times. Can you imagine? Ooh, a lot going on. So let's move past that. As time goes by, as instead of 1332, it's 1707, and then the earls have passed it down 7 generations, and then they have their Downton Abbeys, and the kings and queens got their, king and queendoms and things. Things sort of kind of settled down, even though there were still wars and stuff. There was a time of plenty, and after 500 years, castles fall down and things like that. And to harken back to old times, now we'll get back to secret societies and celebrating and things like that when we hit some of these links. I just want to carry on the topic of what had happened. They would harken back to old times. Now you're that earl, you're the great-great-grandson, because the great-great-granddaddy had given the land and they built the castle and they didn't died off, and now you're there and you own all this land and castle. But you would harken back to old times. They would often build follies on their property. Okay. And a folly is also known as an eye catcher in architecture. Now, I used to be fascinated because when I was in high school, I just knew I was going to be an architect. Wah, wah. And I couldn't do the drafting. I don't do math. I am an artistic, creative person. I just couldn't do it. But I do appreciate it. So it's either or. I didn't miss nothing. So they were called follies or eye catcher. And in French, it meant foolishness. Well, what they would do, and I'll show you, they would erect these sort of kind of fake buildings or ruins to go out and celebrate, to harken back to old times. So I had to go way down there, y'all. So it's folly. A costly ornamental building with no practical purpose, especially a tower or mock Gothic ruin built in a large garden or park. So sometimes you'll see those. And I remember in Downton Abbey, they did refer to the folly, and they went out there to sit at them every once in a while. And when I lived in Europe, they were more fun to me than the actual castle. Sometimes I would go in those castles and get creeped out. Thank you. I'm in modern time. But yeah, it's kind of cool because they were just hearkening back to, because they ain't got nothing else to do. They've collected this money, this wealth. They got this land. The times are good. There's no war. And they run around with all that money building kind of cool stuff like that. Follies. Okay. And then what's the point of a folly? Well, to go out and have fun on the outside or on the inside of the castle. And what do they do on the inside of the castle? These secret societies, they would either meet or they would reference it, or there might be a point where they might, stash things. It's fascinating. Or craft it to have, let's just say, for instance, they might build it with secret ornamental stuff on the walls. You know what I mean? It was a lot going on, but it's interesting. And there's so many of them. Nobody's meant to live there. No, but it's just a big, gigantic ornamental something to harken back to old times. And sometimes they're made to look old. Okay, like this one, historic hidden folly uncovered in Birmingham garden. You know what I mean? So they're there for a reason, but there might be some mystical reason. Okay, now let me look at this real fast. Wow, it was really buried in there. Interesting. Oops. They always want you to register. Okay, let's look at it. I just want to make sure, y'all. And I'll add it. Why not? You're here with me. Thank you. Okay, and then we only have a couple more words. All right. Historic hidden folly uncovered in Birmingham garden. All right. So look, I could see how it was hidden in there. It's way down in there. Okay, and then there's people here studying Its structure. Okay. And then they would, back then and when, they would dress up and have fancy dresses and balls and pretend like they were back when. Oh, look at her. Right? Investigating. Very interesting. Oh, now you know them look like bones. You know. It was decorated with shells, bones, and teeth. They maintained in excellent condition, even though the building was probably built in the mid 1700s. So I had it right, didn't I? I know my research. Interesting. Okay, so I will put this down below. Let me copy it first. I know that's nothing to look at. Give me a second. So I'll put that down below. Where I don't know where to put it. Oh, I know where to put it. Okay, there we go. So it's 18. Let me talk faster. No, I knew this was going to be long. I knew. But this is good stuff, right? Now, when they weren't out celebrating in the summers at the follies, just hanging out, remembering the wars and the conquering and the old folly and the purpose of the folly, they were inside having these royal balls, and all the people in these secret societies would participate. Number one, they would finance it. Number two, they would show off their castles, right? We looked at folly, didn't I? Did I forget to close it? Let's look at it one more time. Yeah, I just forgot to close it. That's okay. Now, because you have all this wealth, you have all these buildings, you have these neighbors, you have to do what? Show it off. Now, what's the difference between royal and medieval ball, Deirdre? Let me second, because I got both. Ooh. Let me see. Give me a second. You know, we're gonna do our research. Okay, yeah, there is a difference. Okay, so let me make sure we have both of them. Not a difference. There's a purpose. Let me see. And then we're gonna bring it all the way to modern time in America. We sure are. You know how we rock and roll. Thank you for being here. All right, give me a second. I like it to look good for us. Now, have you ever been to a ball? Have you ever seen a folly? Are you in a secret society or a public one? Is it something that you're interested in, or is it something you're going to get your children involved in? Okay, ask yourself these questions. You're not on the outside, you're on the inside because you're here in class culture. And these are important questions to ask. All right, so what am I looking at? Royal balls. Okay. A ball is a formal dance party characterized by a banquet followed by a social dance. This is how they all got to meet each other, mingle, build a rapport, trade information, pass secrets, see what's happened, share, bond. Family members had young folks. Who gonna marry who? Who has the beautiful gown? Who is in charge? Who can dance the latest dance? It was a whole thing. The food. It was, that's like a whole thing. If I can make a movie or a short or even a short film regarding balls, oh my God, it's fascinating. That's how they get to meet each other. So you're going to get other things. I mean, I think we've done enough, right? Yes, they still do exist, believe it or not. Modern, in a modern sense. Now, we're not going to look at pictures there, but I did share or save this because it's a beautiful painting, in my opinion. When I think of balls, I think of period pieces. And shout out to Arts and Craft Therapy. Please join. We are going to be doing costumes for next year because everything is waking up, getting back in action. Stay safe, still protect yourself. But yeah, it's time, and I'm so ready, and it's super, super exciting for me because I'm going to be doing things by hand. I'm going to be buying a sewing machine and all that good stuff. So yeah, we're preparing for that retirement. But yeah, in the meantime, between time, we're just gonna be doing what we're gonna do because we can, boo. But yeah, isn't that a beautiful picture? So to me, I was looking at all these pictures because I want to see the men and the ladies and the costumes and the colors and the ruffle and the flounce and the gloves and the hair and the hats and everything in the ballroom. To me, I don't know. It kind of gave me Christmas vibe. So I don't know. That was just me, and I just like that. So yeah, very very interesting topic. All right, so what's next? Give me a second. I want to get rid of something. Not get rid of it, organize. I think this was me keeping that definition, wasn't it? Yep, sure was. Okay, so let me pop that in that folder. And I hope when you are looking at these on your laptop or something, when you see things, just have a folder. Either call it Vlogmas or research or whatever you want to call it, and keep all those things that interest you, that spark your fancy, for lack of a better term. Okay. All right, so that's the last picture. What is the next word? We're going to look, okay, balls. You usually had to be invited. You had to be royalty. You had to be in the court. You had to be a knight, a king, whatever, that type of thing. Prince, princess, related. So the regular folk was like, oh, you're not going to leave us out. So we're going to talk about cotillion and debutante. Now, I've attended a cotillion and a debutante. However, it wasn't formal because I wasn't really into it, but I got a little bit of it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, but in some societies and some cultures, like in Louisiana, it is a huge coming out. Just like Sweet 16, just like in Africa, initiations of 13 and 14-year-old boys and girls, just like in high society. Like, for instance, I love the story of Jacqueline, what was her name? Bouvier, before she was a Kennedy, and Onassis, her debutante. You know, it still happens today, and you don't have to be rich, but you got to be a part of like a club or society. That's why I was saying, if there's something you want to look into it now. If you miss the mark, well, do it for the kids, so they will have, like I said, it was just part of our culture growing up in Detroit, Michigan. When I grew up, I don't know what's going on now. Sorry, not sorry, I left in 82, 83. But it is a thing. So look it up in your local town. Okay. Couture is more couture. Shout out to Couture Bay. Cotillion, and shout out to Fashion Fridays, is more regional, like in Louisiana. Whereas debutante is worldwide. So let's look up cotillion first. So yeah, I wore a old nasty pink dress. I still have it. It was all pink and lace. So the cotillion, also known as a French country dance, is a social dance popular in the 18th century Europe and America. So it's a direct descendant from everything what we're talking about. Everything: secret societies, royalty, courts, balls, folly, everything we just talked. Direct. Even secret societies have balls. Even secret societies have places where they meet with, it doesn't even have to be spouses. Whatever they celebrate, it's the same thing. Sororities get together, fraternities get together. It's the same thing. Originally for 4 couples in square formation, it was a courtly version of an English country dance, the forerunner of the quadrille, okay, and the square dance, believe it or not, for the folk who wasn't so fancy. Now, they are totally, they're clubs, organizations, membership, African American, other cultures. It is what it is. I think it's beautiful. I think every girl should experience it. if you don't go to prom, I don't know what your problem is. If you've never been to a prom, I don't know. Let me know. Maybe we should, for people who never went or missed it. To me, it's a blast. I went to every dance they could come up with at my school. I was there. Dresses and everything. My prom was also my cotillion gown. And one day I'll share it with you. Or I'll share the picture with you, but I still have it. I almost cut it up like a couple years ago. I'm like, oh, I can bring myself to do it. But yeah, I'll probably cut it up because nobody's gonna wear it. And by the time it's like 40 years old, y'all, I'm like, I can use that in the craft project. But yeah, my prom, senior prom dress was my cotillion dress, but my debutante dress was pink and lace, and I still have both. But yeah, I was a bit of a rebel. I didn't want to date for my cotillion, and my mom was mad. I didn't get any official pictures taken, but afterwards we had an after party, and I still have those pictures. But yet I think they was mad because I didn't want to go. Some the guy I wanted didn't go, so they were trying to get me to go with some other people, and I was like, nope. And it can be formal and beautiful like that, or it can just be regular clothes. It's teaching lords and ladies how to be lords and ladies, court properly, and act like young lords and ladies. That is, to be honest with you, that is the sole purpose. And I think everyone should have that experience. It has nothing to do with sexuality. You don't have to be dating that person or going with that person. It's just what it is. Thank goodness it still survives to this day. Okay. So there is a debutante cotillion in the Chicago magazine. Okay. So I think we lost a lot, but my kids went to their proms, they went to events, they went to sorority events, fraternity events, all of that stuff. And to me, it makes you a well-rounded, a better a person, in my opinion. I said it. Okay. Oh, did we miss medieval? Okay, let's do. Okay, we kind of missed it out of order, but I'm still gonna share it. And then we'll do. I know it's a long one, but guess what? It's a good one, ain't it? It's good. Yes, all of this has everything to do with secret societies because only they really could afford it, and it kind of grew. And as the peace came, as they built societies and maintained borders and got rid of all the baddies and the people want to attack, burn, and pillage, they had amassed all this wealth and they celebrated themselves. And you had to dress up and look like that. Now, this is it's such, to me, the Romanovs are such a sad and tragic story. But I understand it was a change of time, right? Now, didn't we talk about that? The fringe cultures, the book, uh, boy, Bogovich, is that what they call themselves? Who? Okay, let me say it right. I'm laughing because me and my buddy Bob used to talk about that. He was for killing them, and I was like, that's disgusting. They should have just let them go to Europe. He was like, no, because they would have came back. I'm like, no, that's disgusting. And then he would get mad when I would talk about Hitler in Poland. I'm like, well, Borgovich. So hard to say. Isn't that Bover? Who killed the Romanovs? Here, let me say. I just can't think of their name. Bolshevik. There you go. It's a lot of languages in my head. Bolshevik. Okay, killed them. And we would get on that discussion all the time. I'm like, well, then look what happened to you with the Hitlers and stuff. And then he would get mad because, he's from Poland. I'm like, well, it's just, y'all just, somebody had to stop you. America had to come in and say, stop already. Y'all been warring for 1,000 years. It's annoying. And they still mad because we got America. But anyway, this is one of the last, these are images of one of the last royal balls that the Romanovs had attended. And some of the images are really, really stunning, but the people were poor and they rebelled, just like they rebelled against Marie Antoinette. So you can see they were very wealthy, they were very adorned. It was very, it was too much. The people couldn't look at that stuff every day and be okay with that. No, ma'am. And then the masquerade ball. Yes, isn't that a beautiful picture? And then that had a lot to do with the follies and the, the fun, and meet me out at the folly, and steal a kiss, and the festival. A lot of times the people, let's just say peasants for lack of a better term, would even come and celebrate in the gardens. So that's why the follies played an important role as well. Sometimes there were clandestine meetings and things, landmarks and stuffs. Okay, so yeah, it's all the same. Sorry, not sorry. To me, in my mind. Oops, what happened? Give me a second. Yeah, we're almost done. That's what this part, and it's getting tired. That's what happened. There's a picture I want. Can you see that? Yeah, you can. Okay, yeah, I like that picture over there. But yeah, it's a lot going. See, look how opulent that hat probably costs like $1 million, and the people were starving. I understand why they got killed, but they could have just took all the goods and let them go to Europe because they were all related. And I don't know if you know the story. The Romanovs were first cousins to the British family, but they were stuck, and the Bolsheviks killed them and everything. And to me, they should just let them free because that was sickening to me. Okay, so yeah, here is an account of a royal ball. Okay, so you can do your research. We'll be here forever. I can't. Oh, I love this stuff. So yeah, let me collect two more things. I just saw something. I saw a gown. Ooh. Oh, okay. It's a Webby. Ooh, sorry. I'm gonna bookmark this. Hang on. It's a Webby for a gown. So I'm gonna put that in my where I not need. I know where I can go get it. I know where I can go get it. And my hands in real time. Shout out to the future and beyond. My hands are so tired. Editing is a effort, and it's a lot of work. And it's like, oh my God, I knew it was gonna be hard, but I just want to. I'll be glad when this is November gets here because my hands are killing me. Yes, but I like what I do. Give me a second. All right, sorry. I have to get this now in real time, and then I won't have to worry about nothing else. Thank you. All right, so let me get out of here. So, last but not least, debutante. All right. Yep, I told you it's going to be a long one. Maybe another 30 minutes. Then I say that, and some are like longer. But yeah, we used to fight about that all the time. I'm like, all they had to do was let them people go. That is so horrible. Talking about crimes against humanity, none of those people ever went to jail for killing the royal family. They're crazy. So debutante, an upper class young woman making her first appearance in fashionable society. A debutante, or deb, is a young woman of aristocratic or upper class family background who has reached maturity and, as a new adult, comes out into society at a formal debutante or possibly debutante ball or debut. So it's like their first ball. I mean, really, honestly, it's a lot of. It's debuting at their first ball. We ain't gonna spend too much time, but yeah, I had to include that. Woo! We're doing it. So what am I doing here? Okay, I'm just making sure I'm on the right track, you guys. Thank you. Okay. Now, sit back because we got what? 1, 2, 3. What did I say? 15. Woo, so we've gone over a lot, right? Regarding the matter at hand before I start sharing. That is my take on the whole, let's say, evolution of secret societies, symbols, the fringe cultures, balls, folly, and debutante. It all goes back. And during these gatherings, trust and believe. Haven't you heard the phrase, gentleman's agreement? When you're in this castle and you're in that castle, just didn't get into your chariots or your horses and talk to each other every day. Maybe every other month, every other castle had an event. Well, that's when they got together in those back rooms and those leather chairs and the cigar filled rooms and made deals, secret handshakes, signed documents. Yeah, that all happened all at the same time. Yeah, because the castles where they resided, they didn't have like offices or corporate boardrooms. Yeah, that's just how they did it. All right. All right. And, eyeballs were listening and looking. Yeah, eyeballs listen. My eyeballs listen. And they got a lot of things accomplished. I'm laughing because when my little grandbaby son was born, he used to listen with his eyeballs, with the thing, the back and forth. It's like he's listening. He's so adorable. Mhm. Yeah. Y'all listen with your eyeballs. Y'all looking at all of these videos. All right, so let's go to the first 3. See the eyeball? See that eyeball up there? All right. And these might be out of order. I mean, really, honestly, they're all down below. You know what to do. There it is, listening with the eyeballs. 5 secret societies that have remained shrouded in mystery. And those are the ones that survive. And I gave you my explanation. So the Knights Templar, we know what would happen to them, but they gone. They gone. Wow, glitchy. Okay, there's an image. Oops. Wow. Cut it out. They have to do something about these ads. It's ridiculous. I don't want it. Bite me. Okay. All right. The Freemasons. That is the background you saw when you came in. Matter of fact, that's a lot better than what I had. So I am going to, yeah, I love it. Oh my God, everything is taking forever. Sorry, let me hear the snap. Have you heard the snap? I didn't hear the snap, so let me do it again. Oh, okay. Now back in the back, you see over there? That's Solomon's temple. Okay. So it harkens all the way back there. Yeah, I said harken. Okay, so yeah, I'm trying to go as fast as it'll let me, but I'm to see what the eye of providence. I just say the all seeing, the Illuminati. You can go see the rest because it's getting so glitchy right now. It's making me nervous. Skull and Bones. Good grief. Bilderberg. Okay. All right. Oh my goodness. Do you see the beach ball from hell? Get out. What is the big deal? Did something happen where everybody's on the internet all at once? Come on. We got to go to bed. We got gigs in the morning. So what's next? And everything is down below for you. Wow. Pull it out of your purse. Okay. 5 secret societies that still exist today. Now, these might overlap, but you know how we do when you do your research. Get it from 3 or 4 sources and then cite correctly. But then you can know that you know what you're talking about. So, yep, boom, 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 boom. Now, each one might have something off and different. So there you go. The Scarabean. Yep, Senior Society. I bet you never heard of that. It's down below for you. All right, what's next? Yeah, come on. Come on. Pull it out. Pull it out. Let's do it. Let's go. We got things to do. All right. Why are there secret societies? So we already talked about it, but it's there for you as well in article form, not just Google. All right. Down below. Yeah, we're going to rock and roll this. We're going to rock and roll it. Come on. Pull it. Pull it. Boy, you can do it. You can do it. Okay, here we go. Jeez. Does your computer do that sometimes? It's like, what are you doing? Are we creating the cures? Are we finding all the bad people right now committing crimes? What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? It's not that serious. I got crafts and cute pictures on my computer. Go find somebody that's committing get where the secret societies. Go kill all the bad people. I said it. The crooks and idiots and dummies. We over here having class culture, golden fun. And they all up in our business, not letting us see what we want to see. What's wrong with them? We educating over here. We're demonstrating. We are loving on each other purely and organically. Oh, yeah. We don't have to pay no memberships. We don't have to no secret societies. We don't have to pledge our life away. We don't have to. And why did the second one not come up? What's wrong with you? Yeah, I'm cussing out my computer. Give me a second. I told you my hands are tired. It's just getting to that point when I'm like, just do it. It's painful sometimes, isn't it? I don't know what you were looking at all that time. I hope it didn't have a big black blob. If it did, sorry. All right. So, 7 most exclusive secret societies. Okay. So, oh, let me take the banner away. It's a big banner. Well, no, it's okay. All right, good. Cool. Okay. So, the usual suspects. There's a new one. There's a new one. And you can read the rest. So, when you do the cross research and you add more than just one website, you're going to find you're going to find something new. That's the point and the purpose of that. All right. So you don't have to keep reading about the same one over and over again, unless you want to see what they have to say. So the Smithsonian magazine is in on it as well. Okay. Oh, yeah. Religious people also know. Some of them just want to be in the know, but don't know, are on the inside, but they know who's who. Now, there used to be this book called Who's Who. I don't have time to talk about it, but yeah, it's who's who, and everyone liked to be in it. I think my mom was in it. I think I'm in it. I don't know. That's so old. I can't even tell you. Let me put that in my notes back here. So yeah, there's Oddfellas. There's a whole bunch. We ain't gonna. No, you're gonna read it because that's what we do here. We supply it, we demonstrate, and you take it to the next step. So we're gonna stop there. Mm-hmm. All right. So who's? No, I'm gonna write who's who while you look at this. You can tell I'm just ready to crash. So I'm gonna put who's who, and we'll visit that on a later date. The bizarre truth about campus secret societies. So there are secret ones Absolutely. Not just the sororities and the fraternities. Get into it. Look. Boom. It's kind of a cool website. Boom. 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 Isn't that cool? Ooh, I might have to add that to my Webby. Ooh, boom. Boom. It's almost like a tarot. Boom. Okay, so that's down below. I'm playing. You can tell I'm getting tired. Okay. Woo, we can do it. Okay, one of these is just a really long one. Okay, good. Because I'm looking at this like that is really long. Yeah, I had to really customize my downtown in the description box because it was a long one. So I was like, no, that's too good. We can't leave that off the list. So yeah, tell me your experience about secret societies and conspiracy theories and, you know, cotillion and all that stuff. It's very interesting. Yeah, that one is a dud. Why do I keep doing that? Remember I did that the last time? A whole dud. Okay, so I think that's down back to 17. And I'm going to try not to show the other one that I already showed, the Birmingham, right? Let me focus. So yeah, it's very interesting. Well, let me have you look at this while I pull up the rest. Very interesting. A very modern, very cultural, very traditional, very important. You cannot poo-poo it. You just don't do it. Oh, what is that? Oh, of course, another ad by the craziest conspiracy theories that people actually believe. Okay, so we're gonna get into that. Let me add these other ones up here. So we got that one, Cosmo, and we have that one. Yeah, we are working it out. And I'm gonna add 2 more, and then we're gonna hit it. Okay, this is not too bad. All right, just 3 at a time, Deirdre. 3 at a time. Whoa. Ooh, they working me, y'all. All right. So we know what a conspiracy theory is. You can read that later. Hey, Gail. Bloop. Okay. These are weird because when you go down, you see other stuff. But here, let me make it bigger, is a gallery. So you just keep going. Some people think the moon was fake. Some people think the government killed JFK. So you go on and on and on and on. Okay, the Denver International Airport is the Illuminati's headquarters. I'm sorry, I don't do conspiracy theorists. I would be like the worst, like panel or guest, because I would just be so annoyed and I wouldn't be taking it seriously. But yeah, I just have the world is flat, you know. Prince Charles is a vampire. I'm Bigfoot. I'm sorry. It's funny. The Nazis are in Antarctica. Really? We're in a matrix. I can't. Y'all need to stop with this. Oh my gosh. I can't do it. Oh my God. I can't do it. That's terrible. Her plane, she was eaten by crabs. I mean, come on. Loch Ness, whatever. Y'all, I can't do it. Now, give me some mermaids. I can deal with that. I can deal with that. Oh my God. This is downstairs for you. I mean, Elizabeth was a man. I mean, come on now. Just because she was ugly, she ain't got to be a man. Ooh, did I say that? Ooh, it's a lot going on. Ooh, abominable snowman. Okay, I'm good with that. You know, we like monsters. Okay, we ain't talking about the pandemic. Internet routers can lead to harmful radiation. Well, I might agree with that. That's not a conspiracy. That's just we put too much of metal and chemicals in our homes. So I can get with that one. But yeah, I mean, I'm not trying to poo-poo it. I'm making it a part of this because they are conspiracy theories. But sometimes people think big government, kings and queens, people with money and means try to eliminate the little folk. Okay? So there you go. Boom. So here's another one. I get it, but I just can't indulge. I cannot do it. I'll read it and then I have to let it go. Now here's something else. American Psychological Association are always talking about it too. So there you go. See, I'm not trying to I'm not discriminating. I'm not negating. I'm not doing none of that. I'm not hating or nothing like that. I'm just saying here is a discussion. And it was interesting. I actually read it. Hands to and when I come back to the video, I'll read it again. But yeah, I can't stomach it. But yeah, yes, of course, we argue that people are drawn to conspiracy theory in order to satisfy or in an attempt to satisfy three important motives. The first are aspictic. I'm almost cursed. Man, okay, let's see what that means. No. You're going to have to tell me what that means. They're going to have to tell us what that means. How you pronounce that? That's no. Stop it. Just use Sesame Street it.
Epistemic.
Epistemic? Child. The first of these motives are epistemic. What does it mean? Let me go back to the definition. Epistemic. See, I can't stand that. It just means knowledge. You shut up. We want knowledge. Okay? What did they say about the second one? This is why people don't want to higher learn. I ain't scared. I guess in a nutshell, we want the knowledge really just to refer to the need for knowledge and certainty, and I guess the motive or desire to have the information and not to be tricked, hoodwinked, bamboozled, killed, collateral damage, whatever, tested on. We don't want that. So I get it. And when something major happens, when a big event, where's the 2 and 3? Stop talking to me. The second is way down here. Existential. Okay, I can get with that. All right. Feel that they have some type of power. Exactly. When somebody's trying to take your power away. Yeah. So the final, social motives. Social motives, and those refer to people's desire to feel good about themselves as individuals and also feel good about themselves in terms of the groups that they belong to. And I guess at that individual level, people like to feel I would say free and happy and joyous. Well, they like to have high self-esteem. They like to feel good about themselves. Okay, I like that one. Okay, yeah, I like that one. You know how I do. And here too, it says people. Research has shown that people who do feel powerless or disillusioned do tend to gravitate more towards conspiracy theories. So I'm going to take that whole thing right there. I get it, but I cannot feel that way every day, all day long. I'm not doing it. No, ma'am. No, sir. But I added it because of the secrecy of the situation and the topic in this video. I get it. I'm just not gonna be running around all day feeling like that. I can't do it. I can't do it. I know how to let it go. You know, ooh, don't touch the dollar bills, you'll die. Well, put on a glove then. Whatever. Now you should really feel safe on any place on planet Earth because you have the right now to wear masks and to suit up and nobody will look at you twice. It's okay. You can either have it on or have it off. But if you die, I don't care because that's what you get. Because you should have had it on in the first place. So I'm organizing. Thank you very much. I'm putting these in my file. You should be organized too. I can't do it, y'all. I can't be. Now, I'm an old nasty debunker. That's probably a lot of reasons why when I get in these conversations with family and friends, they're just going to spoil the whole thing. I'm like, it's not even spoiling it. I'm going to figure it out. But yeah, you do see this, right? Yes, you do. I'm going to figure it out in 5-4, forget 2 and 1. So there are symbols. We already talked about that. What is, oh, sorry. Exclusive college secret societies. So these are upgrades from the public, well-known ones into the now being entered into the secret chambers and halls of the, all that other stuff. Okay, so here are some lists. To me, that's too much, honey. I'd rather take my money and go whatever. But isn't that cool? That looks like a folly, doesn't it? It's probably their sore or the frat house, whatever. They want to hearken it back to what? The castles and the kings and the queens and the knights and all of that. The follies and all of that. So their clubs, it's everything, child. And sometimes they do have an unfair advantage. And that's the part where they run into what? The fringe cultures. Because they're like, nope, that's not right. And then they get into all type of political things, and then it's a lot. I don't know why I don't like me doing that. Give me a second. I'm going to try to make this big and see how much of that I can get. Ooh. 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 Okay. I'm so silly. Okay, let's get on with it. We're almost there. Did I do that one? Yeah, I did. Okay, give me a second. We only have 6 more to go, y'all. We almost there. So I'm going to give you something to peep at. And then I'm going to add the rest. And we'll be done. Now, we're getting in some conspiracy that I enjoy. And that's sci-fi, alien, anything related to that. That's why I got that book. Aliens, ghosts, and secret societies have a lot to say about humanity. Okay, so while you look at that, allow me to add these last groups. Now that I'll listen to. I won't participate, but I'll listen to. Because I can watch Ancient Aliens for days. When I need my downtime, you guys, when I need my veg out time, I'll get some insight, and I'm doing Discovery Channel, PBS Channel, History Channel, National Geographic Channel. That's right up the alley. And I love that stuff. I had a very loved family member pass away in 2000, actually 2020. Sorry, I'm looking at something. And that's all he did was watch that all day. He was ready. He had a very funny sense of humor, but it was kind of sad scene. It is very sad. I wasn't his caregiver, but family member was his caregiver. My mom wasn't she wasn't in a wheelchair, put it that way. But yeah, and he was, and it was very hard to see that. But yeah, it was he was ready to go. He was just waiting to be released. It was really hard to watch. It really was. So I'm looking. Yep, that's right. And we only have, after these 4, we only have 3 left. Okay, I'm just trying to stay focused. You know me. So there are some images there and some discussion there. It's a very good article. and he's a professor, and he has some questions, and he wants to talk about it. And you don't have to buy the book, but he talks about all the um, different types of, let's just say, abductions and claims to it being abducted and all that other stuff. But it's interesting. He even talks about famous people and his book project. See, for me, that's interesting because I'm working on my script and projects, and then he says a little bit about Halloween. So this is down below. Now, when you see alumni, and then he has his categories and stuff. Alumni means he is a part of a graduating class, and or he might even be part of a fraternity or something secret. All right, so what's next? These might seem out of order, but really, honestly, I'm just trying to get everything in, fit it all in, squeeze it all in. So the sorority and fraternity pledging process and ceremony. So this is another great article where they talk about the ceremony. Okay? I had to add it. So that's down below. See? What? 10 seconds. All right, what's next? We are coming home, round the bend. Here are 5 tips, or not even 5, just tips. Oh, yeah, for choosing the right sorority. Okay? Sort of kind of what we already said, but they go into depth. Okay? Happiness, fun, camaraderie, teamwork, somebody to depend on, dues, yeah, money. Okay? And social service, giving back to the community. Okay? Taking care of someone that needs you. That might even be a brother sorority or something that got you connected with helping others. That's always a good thing. Please volunteer. Find something to volunteer for. You find. Now here we're going to talk about fringe internet culture. So while you look at that, the last 3, and then we'll be done. Yay. Okay. It's an important topic. Now, I bet you had no idea. It harkens all the way back. Yeah, I said harkens again. To, British fights and battles and the arts of wars and the knights in shining armor and things. Yeah, it had everything to do with that. So there you go. You're welcome. All right. Yeah, the lords and the ladies had to come home. So the girls and the gals had to dress up and they had to choose and they had to marry and they had to keep it in family and all that other stuff. It's a lot going on. I don't even know why you are acting up right now. You are full of you-know-whaty. Don't even try me. One last one. Get over yourself. Pull it out your purse. Okay. It's coming. All right. Woo! We did it. So what I'm doing is, you know what I'm doing? Taking last copy. And I'll see you in 26 in, let's say, 24 hours. Or 27. Woo! Trying to show up myself. So what are you looking at? Yeah, internet, fringe. Ooh, interesting. Read. Yeah, there was a lot of claims about voting interference, and it's a lot going on with the internet, and this is a good read. Unfortunately, with change and uprising and battle comes opposition and killers and crazies, and it is a good read, and that's down below. That's the best. That's how I'm gonna handle it. All right, so what's next? Page what? All right, folly. See, they messing with me now. Okay, yeah, they messing with me now. Page can be found. I'm looking at it. So a folly again. There's an example of one. This is the Britannica Encyclopedia. We talked about how it was an eye catcher, piece of architect to enhance a natural landscape. They first gained popularity in England, where they were in vogue in the 18th and 19th century. There were tenets of romanticism. Okay, remember, hearkening back to our great granddad that fought in the famous War of 1172, and here we are, 1737, and we're going to this folly and celebrate them. We still own this land because the king at that time gave it to us, and all that other stuff. Let's have a ball. Okay. And a secret society, so we can continue to fox hunting. They went hunting and shooting, and it's whoop. What happened? I knew something was gonna happen. If you can still hear me, I'm looking at a white screen. Ciao. Ooh, where are y'all mad? I am not gonna do that whole video over again. I refuse. Oops. Yeah, I'm gonna take a picture. Wow. Can you still hear me? Give me a second. I think I left off at romanticism, and I was just giving examples. Let's just be calm. All right. Oh. Hello. Yeah, you can hear me. Yeah, something, it just went really weird. It's something weird going on. And I'm going to go as fast as I can now. Let me make sure you can see my bubble. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I looked up as I was calling off all the things and isms that I just had a white screen. But all ties in and goes all the way back. And they go hand in hand with each other. So that is down below. Yeah, I'm trying to get through this because that was weird. Let me make sure. Yep, that was weird. All right, almost there. Thank you so much. That's a cute 2 hours. But guess what? Chock full, right, of information. Now, this page can't be found, but when I look at it, see, it says sorry. So I'm going to go back. And if it can't be found, then that's one less thing that we have to look at. Let me, one more time. Didn't we look at it, the Birmingham? We sure did. Give me a second. Yeah, they're full of it. What happened? And then after this, it's one more. Oh, it's two more. Well, I shared it. You saw it. You know how to click it from the phrase and word search. But this is whatever. Oh, are we looking? Are we going to, find a cure for cancer? Are we going to give everyone money like in Star Trek so we don't have to worry about it? We're going to give everybody a job. Is this what we're working on? Something that will help mankind, because honestly, you're just getting on my nerves at this point. Yeah, it's gone now. Well, you saw it earlier for some reason. I'm going to get rid of it, but for some reason, it's not coming up. So sorry. All right, so there. One more, thank goodness, because yeah, it's just driving me nuts. So what are we going to end on? The Romanovs. Because to me, it just hurts my heart that all they were doing was celebrating their lineage and they got killed. But I get it. I don't think that he didn't want to share the wealth. They were just tired of having a monarchy. That's what I was trying to explain to the people that I get in arguments with. I said they weren't trying to. It wasn't his fault. He was just the last one, like the Cleopatra. She was just trying to do something, and they all turned on him. So yeah, that's a whole conspiracy, because they were supposed to step in line and look. just like I said about the sororities. Okay, if y'all want to look at the nice picture. If they would have made a concessions, signed new things, they would have not destroyed their society, in my opinion, because Russia was what? Behind the iron wall. They were poor, they were mean, became a martial state and all of this. Well, they were related to all the other royal houses in Europe, and they didn't want that no more. So they paid the cost. They paid it. Today, I think they're still paying the cost, because why? They got a cuckoo. I ain't gonna say no names or nothing. And he's still operating on that mystery, conspiracy, gain, steal, destroy, get back, whatever. That old European BS, and it all mattered to the 21st century, the wars, the first war, the second war, and the nonsense now, the fringe internet culture. They're always trying to take, mess up, disturb, destroy. And it's like, there's a direct connection for Gigi. So we made it. I hope you enjoy what I gave today, and what I think, and how it all ties in together, and how it spilled over, and how if you don't correct it, and they need to get over it, it would be a better place. Especially the Middle Eastern thing. It's just, I can't even deal with first we employed somebody and they were on our side, and then they were fighting. We gave, Osama bin Laden, he was on our side. We gave him all the support, and they were fighting against the Russians. But then when we had what we wanted, we pulled out, left him behind, and he turned into our enemy. It's just ridiculous. All of this is a direct thread all the way back to that Templar treasure and territory and all that nonsense. And those were the conversations that I would have with my European family. And it's too much. But other than that, this is a fabulous website. It's called Open Culture. It's down below. You get free stuff. 800 free ebooks. I better not hear no hearts of gold say that they're ever bored ever again. I'm going to hold you accountable. Thank you, hearts of gold. We did that. It's just this computer is acting glitchy, so I don't mean to rush it along, but I do, because no way, Jose, we can do that all over again. Hit all the reminder buttons on the upcoming videos. Thank you so very much. We only have a couple more to go. I already have October 31st ready, set for you. I'm going to share it on the community tab on Friday. So you can hit the reminder, because you might not see it, because I have a bunch of shows in the lineup, because we're busy like that over here. Welcome new subscribers. Welcome new members. Thank you. As you can see, I do more than one thing over here. Check out the community board tab, boardroom, like we like to say, often. Check our playlists often. Come on in, down in, alive. Chat with me, because we come on often. And the holidays are here. We're including you. You're a part of our House of Gold, and we'll never run out of things to talk about. 2022 is going to be awesome. We are in flux, and I appreciate you, boo. Remember, subscribe, like, and share. Thank you so much, all content creators that support us over here in Class Culture. Thank you for sharing the videos. Thank you for shouting us out. Thank you for including me. Thank you for including my Hearts of Gold. Thank you for welcoming my chatters, moderators, and all the people I rock and roll with in your chats and in your comment sections. That matters to me so much. Okay, so until next time, I'll see you in a live near you. Bye!